Okay. Okay. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the 9th race of the National Rock Racing Association. We are so excited to be here. As you can see, we have a very, very rocky course here in Piedmont, Alabama at Indian Mountain Off-Road Park. The drivers are all starting to work their way down the course, get ready for today. We have UTV Bounty kicking off the morning, and then right after that, Rock Bouncers to follow. We have 2 courses we'll be racing here. Again, it's going to be an awesome day of racing action. With me in the booth, as always, Bree.
What's up, everybody? Like Matt said, we're looking forward to a great day of racing here at Indian Mountain. We've also got Ride for a Cure going on this weekend, so lots of stuff happening here in the park, and lots of people here hanging out. The spectators continue to come in and are, ready for a fun day of racing with us, too.
Yeah, it's going to be a very long day of racing. We do have some possible rain setting in, so we're trying to get everything rushed through before the rain hits, but definitely have an awesome course behind us. You can get everybody getting set up there in that drone shot. Again, shout out to Dearborn Drone Co. for helping us out. They're doing a great job all weekend. Again, their drone shots are amazing. We love watching them follow the buggies through the hills and stuff. So, very rocky course. I think we're going to see a lot of carnage in the bouncers. And we were talking last night around the campfire about how to get the buggies out once they've been damaged, because it's still kind of a long haul once you get off the hill. So, fingers crossed, all the buggies hold together, and we have a very successful day of racing. But we're not quite sure.
Matt, what are your thoughts as a driver looking at the course?
We did a little R&D last night up there on the course where we had this big ledge where we thought we were going around because they had put some flags. And I was a little worried because there was an area that was on top of the course that would look pretty gnarly. But turns out we're not racing there, so we're just going around some trees. So I feel a little more
So you're relieved.
I am. And the rest of the course does look gnarly, but it doesn't look – it's nothing that's difficult by itself. Looking at like one basketball-sized rock or a washing machine-sized rock or a Volkswagen car-sized rock doesn't look super crazy. But when you put thousands of them in a big group, it becomes a very, very difficult task. So I think that's one of the biggest things we're going to see today. It's just not just one little rock here, one little rock there. Again, we have some trees out there that might catch some guys. I think it's just going to be kind of a war of attrition, being able to bounce those rocks, keep your momentum going. Again, this is a very difficult course, probably the hardest course we've raced all year. Along with the fact, it's also a race. So guys are going to be pushing as hard and as fast as they can, trying to keep that momentum going. But again, you're going to see a couple guys have to back up. Some guys get hung up. You're going to see a lot of carnage.
Well,
again, I think
it's not just about finishing. It's about finishing as fast as possible.
So, again, keeping that carnage level to a minimum. You might see a broken axle shaft or ring and pinion drive shaft just because those are kind of low-hanging fruit for some of the rocks. And, again, being able to, if you're coming downhill, if you have the uphill sections done, you're coming downhill, I think you can kind of keep that momentum going with you. Again, if you're able to back up and just kind of work around some of those rocks, even if you do have an axle shaft or a flat tire, we might see a few tires get sliced today, again, just because of the gnarliness in the rocks there, a lot of jagged rocks. Again, there's a lot of hill climbs, too, so you have a lot of momentum going into that rock. So I think you're really going to see a lot of debris coming through there. So I think that's going to be our biggest factor to try to overcome.
Yeah, we talked a little bit yesterday, too, about the different parks that we go to vary a lot from each other. Our last event was in Missouri. It was dry and dusty.
Oh, yeah.
We had a short course section of the track. We had a hill section and not a whole lot of trees out there. You have a portion with some trees, but not much for the most part. And then we come out here to Alabama, and we've got slick mud. We've got the whole rock garden.
Yes.
The whole hillside is the rock garden, and it's a different ball game. So we got to keep everybody on their toes, all these drivers, and we don't want them to get too comfortable, with any one specific terrain of racing on. So I personally like that, and how we can utilize all the different characteristics of the parks that we go to. Yeah. And I think, like you said, we're going to see some carnage today because it's hard not to in a rock garden. Speed and rock garden together is a dangerous combination for tires and axles and everything else sometimes. So we'll see.
Yeah, and again, we got a little rain yesterday. We have a little bit of a sprinkle coming down now. We can feel it kind of coming in our awning. We had from about 6 a.m. to about noon yesterday. We roughly had a few inches of rain, so I think you're going to see a little more of that today, judging by the sprinkles I'm feeling. But, again, it keeps the dust down. So we have no dust here, which we appreciate. Thanks for having any dust. So we appreciate that. Again, we've kind of had a no-dust type of season. We've raced 7 or 9 races in the rain, so I feel like it's only par for the course that we do that. So I think I'm hearing we have someone on the line now. All right.
Let's
we're going
go
to line.
See. We are ready to get things kicked off with UTV Bounty.
I know we had a few late entries here, I think.
All right, we got little radio chatter, getting things sorted out here before we are ready to rock and roll and send our first driver off the line. Okay.
We got Cooper Bentley on the line here. They're going to make sure the course is clear, and then we will kick things off here.
All right, guys, and we are back with Cooper Bentley on the course. We took a little break to start things off with the national anthem. If you were wondering where we went, had to get things started off right today here at Indian Mountain.
Again, you can see how kind of rough this course is. This is similar to the course they took yesterday, but this area is going to be a new area. They are basically going to have to drive all the way up. But again, you can see how gnarly this is. Again, bouncers are going to be a little bit wider, so I think they're going to have to dodge some of these rocks a little more than some of the UTV classes. Ooh. Yeah, he is just smoking through there. And then there's a big section of trees right there with some tape around it. You can see that tape around the trees kind of going up and go around.
There we go.
Now coming back down again right there, it shows how tall. You can see those little dots in the very, very back. That's rock bouncers. So it shows how tall and massive this hill really is. Again, coming all the way back down. What's up, Adam Kuntz? Sean Keller, what's up, buddy? Mama Bynum in there. Pam Hall, what is up, Pam? That's a 109.462 for Mr. Cooper Bentley.
What's up, everybody watching online? Thanks for joining us here on Hillside Live. I see Jonathan Shepard. Yes, Miss Pam Hall. Pam, how you doing? Kirsten, Barbara, Mary, Carol, everybody tuning in with us today.
Sean Keller said, did Timmy win? That was our first run of the day with Mr. Cooper Bentley. That's good times.
That's right. Cooper just started things off for us here with our UTV Bounty class. Madison King is on the line now. Madison's coming into the weekend third in points right now. And she had a fifth place finish at our last event a few weeks ago at Rush Springs Ranch in Missouri.
Again, Madison is one of our female drivers, comes out. So we've had a few female drivers in Bounty class over the years. What's up, Danny?
Madison definitely holding down the fort.
She is. She is rocking
for our
out.
lady drivers, especially in Bounty class.
And I feel like as long as she beats her brother, she feels like that's a great place to be, you know?
That's always a good feeling.
We were teasing Nathan not too long ago, and he's like, hey, that's what it is, you know? Madison doing a great job there. Again, off-camber turns we talked about yesterday. We're going to see that with the bouncers. The bouncers are a little bit wider, but they're also a lot heavier. So, again, we're going to see that kind of same caution with those off-camber turns. Again, you can see, like, there's basketball-sized rocks, the kind of dishwasher-sized rocks that they're just weaving through right there. Again, taking our time. You can see how gnarly all those rocks right there are. Again, coming down the Mickey Thompson Mountain. Again, and when I say mountain, I feel like that is very understated here. For our spectators watching at home, this thing is just huge. Again, right there, you can see the angle with that drone of kind of how steep some of this hill is, not to mention the big rocks. Again, this is Madison King out there on course.
Yeah, as always, the seeing it on screen does not do it justice when we're talking about a race hill especially. 127.580 for Madison King.
Dustin Vaughn jumping in the chat said, "Looked like my stunt driver did good. Dilly didn't yesterday." Yeah, I think he bent a track bar. I think the track bar was bent real bad, so he couldn't turn left. He was saying.
Hey, he's still on the podium though.
Yeah, I said he couldn't turn left. So, heck yeah, cheering on little Tim Bacon today. Knocks down there again. We have so many turns and so many uphill and downhill sections. You can clearly tell he's like, all right, so make sure you go here. And, again, there was a handful of drivers also this morning down there right after the drivers' meeting. So, wait, we go on this side? Because we have two separate courses, which we're doing today, and we're going up and down twice on both courses, but not the same way. So we had several drivers like, wait, you're going to make a right-hand turn here, but then a left-hand turn there.
Everybody definitely had their course maps out this morning.
Well, that's true.
Studying. Getting straight which flag they need to, stay to the right of.
Yes.
This is Alston Tidwell on the course now. Shout out to Knox down there at the starting line for doing our starting line safety checks. We talked about those a little bit yesterday. All of our drivers know what's required for safety, but it's always good to have an extra set of eyes to do a last-minute check and make sure everything's buckled in and tightened down before you leave the starting line.
Ooh, little 3-wheel motion there.
we saw a pretty wild front flip down this hill yesterday from Dylan Dowler. Definitely got him a Skinny Pedal nomination. And this corner down here that Alston's on right now, we named it the SuperGrip Slip Up yesterday because there's some struggling going on in that corner, and it's a little hard to tell, with the camera angle and the drone and everything, but there's some big rocks down there. It's a very off camber turn. We had a rollover, at least one, maybe two rollovers on there yesterday, and you'll notice everybody's kind of checking up and having to, ease their way around that corner today. The SuperGrip Slip Up. Speaking of SuperGrip, they are our presenting sponsor this weekend, so a huge shout-out and thank you to them and to all of our sponsors for helping us do what we do here and be able to put on events like these.
And again, it's not that corner we were talking about, not something you think would be crazy, and yet it had so many guys tripping up yesterday. So, again, it was kind of crazy there to see that happening. Again, you see him locking up all four tires and still just sliding down the hill.
Matt, we know what that feels like, don't we?
We do.
Some memories from Pretty Place coming back.
It's true. That was such a violent day. That and Rush, too. Again, we saw a lot of guys coming down those hills where, hit the brakes, and they were just sliding. So you almost wanted to kind of put the brakes on slowly and kind of keep the tires rolling so you could at least get some steering out of it. But, I definitely felt a lot of work there. What's up, Jesse Fox? What's up? Appreciate everybody tuning in the live feed. That's a 140.351 from Mr. Austin Tidwell.
And that front flip that I mentioned from yesterday from Dylan, we've got a real quick replay to show you guys that weren't able to join us yesterday. This is Dylan Dowler in the stock class.
And again, just
and
barely.
He catches right there.
Yeah.
And look at that. The form. So great.
Yeah, rip the door clean off.
That's like an Olympic gymnastics move right there.
It really is.
Doors
really
hanging
is.
off. And you know what? He finished the course after that.
Yeah. What's up, Mr. Justin Wills? What's up, buddy? Mr. Pro 4 team himself. I know him and Daniel Pierman are probably both watching at home. Got probably on the garage doing some work. I get to hang out with those guys at Fall Crawl this year.
Where's Fall Crawl?
It's in Harlan, Kentucky. It's just kind of a wheeling event. A lot of people go to it. Black Mountain.
Nice.
It's Harlan, Kentucky. It's like 6.5 hours, 8 hours of MapQuest, but it takes about 12 to get there because the last few hours are just windy roads. Kind of like coming here. The last hour is just nothing but windy roads.
My GPS was like 20 miles, and I'm like, why am I still driving for 2 hours?
Yes, it really is. So in college, I went home with a girl one time, and she's like, yeah, come home. And it's like an hour, and it said like 120 miles. I'm like, that's like a 2-hour drive. She's like, no, it's like 3.5. I'm like, you don't know me. No, it's like 3.5 because some of those turns, there's like a 500-foot drop-off and no guardrail. So you make sure you obey the law there or
Safety
you
first.
Don't. It's crazy. They had like some coal roads there where things would get wider, and, so you had to slow down for some of the coal trucks, and it was definitely a 3.5-hour drive. You weren't shaving much off that. So
sometimes you got to know when to challenge the ETA that the GPS gives you and when to just accept it.
Yes.
All right, I believe this is Nathaniel Bell out on the course now.
That TC built rig.
He was our featured driver yesterday for our featured driver Friday. He is coming into the weekend first in points in the Bounty class, and he also had a second-place finish at our last event at Rush Springs Ranch. A third-place finish. We got Nathan King and Nathaniel Bell. I try to always call him Nathaniel, not shorten it to Nathan to keep him straight.
It's like back when we had like 3 Matts racing. Matt Schuster, Matt Myrick, and Matt Holt. You see a lot of the side-by-sides have started hopping on the right side of that big rock versus the left side. I don't know if that was a plan or it's just the way the buggy has taken a bounce. It looks a little bit smoother than some of the rocks, but again, we'll see. We'll see how that plays out.
There's a great view of our RCV Rock Garden.
Yes. Which will definitely, I think, take some abuse later today. And again, I don't see it being anything major. I think it's going to just take out minor stuff that creates a big problem because you're in the middle of a rock garden.
Nathaniel's got a pretty solid lead of 608 points. Casey in second place with 541. So pretty comfortable lead there. When with a 1:01.711, that is our new fastest time.
Wow.
On course 1 now for our Bounty class. Looks like Casey Howell on the line now. Casey, like I just mentioned, coming second in points into the weekend.
Danny says safety third. Yes.
What's first and second then, Danny?
Yeah.
Snacks and...
Yes. Snacky snacks. Yes. And
good times.
Going fast. Yeah.
Good times, snacks, safety. Is that how we do this?
Go, baby, go. Just watching him just bounce inside that cage. Just absolutely taking an absolute thrashing.
Yeah, I know a couple of the drivers yesterday were talking about how rough this course is. And even when you're fully strapped in, Hans device and all that, and a good cage, there's a whole lot of head bobbling and everything that goes on in there. So, like, probably gonna feel this a little bit tomorrow when you got a course like this. Come on, Casey. There it is.
Sliding through the finish line. Wow, a 1:01.032. So again, just that is her new time by 7/10
we
of
just
a second.
Had Nathaniel Bell had a 1:01.7, and now Casey with a 1:01.0.
That's incredible. And what's funny is Casey didn't look like he was going super fast. It was a very smooth run, but I wouldn't say it was definitely just ripping through the course.
I think on a course like this, we talked a little bit yesterday, there's not really a lot of places to make up a lot of time where you can really just get into an open area and, get on the gas. So I think just being able to pick the smoothest line possible. And this is Xavier Sosi out there right now. We'll see what kind of line he's able to pick for himself. He raced with us at Rush Springs Ranch. Was his first race with us. Glad to see him back out here. I guess he decided that things were pretty fun here with the NRRA. That SuperGrip slip-up corner down there, giving him a little bit of trouble.
Go, baby, go. Brentley Haven's watching with us. What's up, Brentley?
Whoa!
Oh, wow. Airing it out. Again, you can kind of see some of those big rocks we talked about this morning.
Yep, as we said yesterday, some rocks you can just bowl over, and some rocks bowl you over.
Yeah, and there's a few out here that you
got to
definitely
know. Which one's going to be which?
Few out here that you definitely cannot.
We got Cash LeCroy joining us online. Cash, I've seen some cool stuff from you lately on Facebook. Congrats on some, what looked like some good racing. We've got a handful of drivers left here for Course 1 of UTV Bounty. We have a few more than that, Taylor. All right. That's a 159.969 for Xavier Sosi. So we've got Nathan King on the line now. Nathan is running for Robert Traynor.
Robert in the chat this morning, chatting.
Chatting in the chat?
Chatting in the chat.
It's a good place to chat.
It is. Say that 3 times fast.
All right, the time to beat right now is a 101.0, followed oh, no. Oh.
Can he rock it enough to get off of there?
Is he completely on the rock, or is he on a tree on? Oh,
there
we go. All right.
There's enough hill there, I think, to the momentum. He could rock it back and forth just to get him back over that.
Tough spot.
I think we're going to see some diffs today. Just take an absolute beating.
Some skid plates going to be skidding.
For real. For real.
Uh-oh. What's that? He's in the SuperGrip slip-up corner. Things aren't looking good, though.
I hear him kind of revving a little bit. Is that Dan Bowman there walking over?
That's Cooper. All right, well, we got Nathan taking off the helmet.
Man.
Cooper's on the scene, checking things out with him. Oh, man. We got Colby Reich watching online. What's up, Colby?
What's up, buddy? Ryan Boyd. See his buggy doing some work later today. Ooh, yeah. The back does look like it's squatting a little bit. They said there's walking up with a spring. That's not good. Yeah. Yeah, he's like
shock delivery.
He's like, had a baby, it's a boy. Here you go.
And a shocking turn of events here. Nathan King was not able to finish Course 1.
Danny, are you asking about the big rock face at the very, very top? Coy. Hey, Coy, I heard you went and raced at County Fair.
What?
I heard that after I asked. I was like, hey, it looks like my truck got moved about 12 feet to the left, and then I noticed Coy's truck and trailer were gone. I was like, did Coy move my truck? Like, yeah, he said he moved it to get out of the way. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. And then they said, yeah, he had to go race at like some county fair or something. And I was like right now? They're like, yeah, no, he left here yesterday afternoon, drove straight to the county fair and raced at this county fair. So the question is, did you win?
Did you win? It probably didn't happen yet. The county fairs are always fun to race at. That was the very first thing I ever raced.
Yeah?
Ever, when I don't even know how old I was, but it was at a county fair. Lawrence, Yeah, Lawrenceburg County Fair in Tennessee.
I would say motocross was probably the first time I raced. I had go-karts, but we didn't really race them. We just played with them. That and four-wheelers. We did a lot of riding, but I'd say motocross, the first time I raced, and then after that was probably hare scrambles, which are like endurance races for four-wheelers and dirt bikes. And I did one of those, one in dirt bike and one in four-wheeler the same weekend.
Sounds fun, except for the dirt bike part.
It was like 2.5 hours of four-wheeler and then 2.5 hours of motorbike. And after those two, I decided that I never wanted to do that again. Ever. And I haven't.
We like four wheels and roll cages.
Oh, dude. It was like... That's how Matt
and I roll now.
And it poured... Yeah, 100%. 100%. And it poured down rain. So, buckets. So, like, it was a contest of who could pick their dirt bike up the most in 2.5 hours. Essentially,
gosh.
I have a picture of me, like, leaning on the dirt bike after the race. I think, if my memory serves correctly, I actually helped my dad load the dirt bike in the trailer, and I just started taking clothes off as I was walking to the motorhome, and I climbed to the motorhome, and I was asleep before my head hit the pillow. I was so tired. Yes, Danny, it was part of the course, possibly. We were talking about it, but it is not now. I think for safety reasons they
decided to take the rock face out of the course.
It's just so gnarly, and there's such big rocks at the bottom. There was some buggies playing on the uphill kind of area last night. The downhill is what we were worried about.
Here we go with Brady McCreath on the course, and Brady McCreath, I need to say happy birthday because tomorrow is his 14th birthday.
Ooh! Did you say 14th?
Yeah.
That's crazy. What's on his wrap? I gotta figure that out. Looks like some anime character, maybe?
He's going too fast, Matt.
I
can't tell. He's going too fast.
Maybe him with a shotgun? I don't know. We'll have to look at it. I don't know. We'll have to check it out later. Maybe the drone can get in there real close. We do have some pretty good drone pilots.
Inquiring minds need to know.
Yes.
But anyway, a happy birthday to Mr. Brady McCreath.
What's up, Mr. Tim Bacon?
I think it's also Nick Reich's birthday
today.
It
is. That's what Taylor was saying earlier.
Everybody's birthday. And it's Ashley Garner's birthday.
Oh, really?
Or it was yesterday. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah, that's awesome. Shout out to our YouTube fans watching us right now. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Again, for those of you checking in on your smart TV, you can check it on your smart TV and watch the all the racing action.
And Danny says Kayla Kaprinsky's birthday is on Monday.
Oh, really?
Look at all these September babies. I heard the other day that September 9th is the most, popular birth date. Like the most people are born on September 9th.
Really?
Seems kind of random, but
yeah. I guess New Year's. 9 months for that. New Year's Eve. I could see that. Everyone's celebrating.
A nice, smooth, fast run from Brady McCreath. There it is through that finish line. Let's see the time.
That's a 1:44.807 for Brady McCreath.
Nice.
You said it's his 14th birthday?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Wow, 14 years old out here mixing it up with the big dogs. He was actually following us down here this morning.
So the time to beat on course 1 for Bounty right now is a 101.0 from Casey Howell. But right behind him is Nathaniel Bell with a 101.7. And then it looks like third place currently is Cooper Bentley with a 109.
Got Josh Krapinski taking off the line here.
Josh is going to wrap things up for course 1 of UTV Bounty. Oh, the rock strikes again. We're going to have to name it pretty soon.
Yeah.
It's about to earn itself a name.
Stinking rock. That's what it
Stinking rock.
Stinking rock.
We can do better than that.
Kara says that Rachel's this Wednesday. Shout out to all our September birthdays on the live feed.
Nice. Yeah.
I love it.
Look at all these September birthdays.
Josh kind of launching up, almost getting some airtime into that next bank there.
He's got to make up for that hang-up on the rock. Josh is coming into the weekend 4th in points in Bounty class, so he definitely wants to make up some of that time there and stay in the points.
Pam Hall said hers is September 22nd. So we have all the September birthdays.
Who else has a birthday in September? Go ahead and chime on in here.
Yeah, that's crazy. Stephen Cobb says Turtle Rock.
Turtle Rock. Sure.
I like it.
Yep, we'll take it.
That may be better than Stinking Rock.
Stinking Turtle Rock.
I feel like that's what they're all staying in their helmets right now. Stinking Rock.
Something like that. Josh also had a 4th place finish at Rush Springs Ranch a few weeks ago. And 4th in points coming into the weekends. Very consistent right now, Josh Krupinski is. Braden Upchurch's birthday is tomorrow, too. My goodness.
All right. Josh having a great run.
And you know what, Matt? It's all
my
downhill
goodness.
from here. $144.208 for Josh Krupinski.
All right, we're back again. We're getting ready to wrap up our leaderboard there. Cheryl Davis says, "Hi, I'm watching with my turkey in the RV." I believe it. Does she mean a dog or like a turkey sandwich?
Neither. She has a stuffed turkey, a taxidermied turkey.
Oh, wow.
And it's in the RV right now.
Well, I mean, they don't eat much.
It's a very nice turkey.
They don't eat much, so I feel like that's a win, you know.
All right, guys, let me finish up tallying up our top 5 here. Matt, tell one of those jokes that you know.
Yeah, thanks. I was just talking about the live feed. Danny says hers is October 3rd. We appreciate all the birthdays, yeah. Mine's in May. Mine's May 4th. You know, May the 4th be with you.
Mine's on Thanksgiving this year.
Oh, really? That's kind of fun. Your dad will be like, we're very thankful.
Fun fact, same birthday as Ricky B. also.
Aw.
Yeah.
Ricky B. I got to talk to him a little bit this week, too. He's a great guy. Shout out to RCV and all they do for all of our racers here.
All right, I've got our top 5 from Course 1 for UTV Bounty. Casey Howell took the win with a 101.0, followed by Nathaniel Bell with a 101.7. Then we had Cooper Bentley with a 109, Madison King with a 127, and Alston Tidwell with a 140. So that's how things settled out from Course 1 for Bounty. We are going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be ready to roll on out with the Rock Bouncers, so y'all don't go far.
All right, so this is our XT tire, and this is the 35, 10, 15. This is the biggest tire that we make for a UTV. And this is the road compound. We have 2 different compounds. As you can see, it's kind of hard to squeeze these together. This is going to last you a lot longer if you're just doing trail riding, riding on asphalt to get to the trails. If you're trailering and you're only going to be on trails, then I would recommend our trail compound. And it's much softer. You grip and grab those rocks really well. That's what the majority of our drivers that we sponsor use the XT trail compound. But we also have our AMP tire. And this is a 6-ply tire. The XT is an 8-ply. It's got really tough sidewalls. And in fact, one of our drivers took first place in the Bounty Series last race in Hot Springs with this tire. So those are the 2 main tires that all racers use. And you can get any of these tires and the wheels that they're mounted on through Rock Life as well.
So we were a sponsor of SRRS in 2012, the first year, and we built our product to the racers. They had a need, and we had a solution. They were breaking parts, breaking axles, and we were able to build the strongest axles on the planet for them. We developed the Big Bell CV over that period of time as well, which is the 40 spline, 47 spline stuff that you see in a majority of the rock bouncers. And we've also developed UTV for the UTV buggies and the stock class racers. We've got product for that as well. So we've really utilized this racing to develop and work with these guys the best product available. So over the years, we've worked really closely with drivers like Tim Cameron. He's been very helpful helping us develop this product line for the UTV, the rock bouncer, and he's been quite successful himself doing the racing, as well as a ton of others. We couldn't be here without these guys testing our product and doing these things, pushing us to the limit to help them push them to the limit.
The Mickey Thompson Premium Mud Terrain is on the road and full of undisputed attitude. The Baja Boss MT. No compromises, ever. We are purpose-built tires for truck and Jeep enthusiasts everywhere. All mud tires are not created equal, and here's the proof. Powerfly XD construction, asymmetrical tread design, extreme side biters, and more. Find your tire size today at MickeyThompsonTires.com.
Good morning, race fans, and welcome to the Mickey Thompson NRRA Round 9 so far for the season. This weekend is presented by SuperGrip, and we are at Indian Mountain Off-Road Park in Piedmont, Alabama. We are looking forward to an awesome Course 1 for our bouncer class, and we are just about ready to start sending some bouncers off that starting line. Matt, you were out walking the hill this morning. And we talked a little bit already about what the courses are looking like today. Give us your last-minute thoughts here before we start sending bouncers and really see how things are going to shake out.
It's a very rocky course, and I think you're going to see a lot of carnage today. Fingers crossed it's not me. That's I hope I'm not the problem here. So that's what we're shooting for. Again, lots of gnarly carnage. Again, we see a lot of rocks out there. Big terrain. They range from basketball size to dishwasher size up to school bus size. So being able to dodge those and keep that going. Again, if we get some rain, I think that'll change the course a lot. But definitely being able to keep that going and keep the momentum going uphill, and then just be very cautious coming downhill. You want to be fast because this is a race, so you do want to be very quick, but at the same time be cautious. Keep the buggy together. Keep those knuckles and C's and drive shafts and axle shafts. Keep all that stuff going. Again, we do have a little bit of time between Course 1 and Course 2. We're going to try to squeak everything in before we get some rain, so they're not going to, Clyde said, we're going to have a very short shutdown time between Course 1 and Course 2, so try to keep everything moving as quickly as we can and hopefully get everything raced in today.
This is a very technical course out here this weekend. I would say West Virginia is probably our only other one that compares as far as just the amount of rocks.
Yeah,
so
it's pretty gnarly.
It's going to be interesting to see how things actually shake out when we get the bouncers on there. So far, we've only seen UTVs on the course.
Yeah.
But pretty soon, we're going to be sending them off that line. We've got a great lineup of drivers today. We got a couple people filling in for some others, so we'll update you guys
shake it out
as they come to the line. But going to be a good day of racing here at Indian Mountain.
Yeah, again, like I said, I think that war of attrition is going to play, not as big as rocks maybe as Pretty Place, but there are so many more rocks, and there's such a long, steep hill, where Pretty Place you're more on the ground, kind of just thrashing through them. With this, you're trying to go uphill and hit them at the same time. and then come back down that hill and hit them at the same time. So.
There's a lot of up and down.
There is.
So everyone's been studying their course maps this morning. I hope they got it.
Yeah, we'll have to throw
it in the old steel trap.
Yeah, we'll have to throw some of those up to see what we're doing while we're doing it, because that is such a chore sometimes. Try to be able to navigate and look at course workers and watch them point. Okay, this way. All right, there we go, So just try to keep everything together. Again, watch that. Keep the buggy together is kind of the most important thing. So.
Yep. Can't finish without it.
You cannot. And I hear we got Jay Storts in the line in that Ford Play buggy.
All right, here we go with Jay Storts, our first bouncer of the day for Course 1 of the RCV Axle Bouncer class here at Indian Mountain Off-Road Park.
Can hear that Ford motor roar. He's one of a few buggies we got racing a Ford engine today.
Yeah, we've only ever have a handful at a time out here, it seems.
We have a lot of guys racing that LS platform. Very cool. We got to go to LS Fest last weekend. That was neat to see all the different variety of vehicles at LS. But we do have several drivers running that Ford motor. Obviously, Fordzilla and Ford Player. Very iconic because it's in the name. Very easy to recognize. We'll see. It's our first bouncer hitting that little slippery corner down there.
The SuperGrip slip-up is what we've named that corner. It's caused some problems so far this weekend, unexpectedly. We haven't gotten a real awesome angle on the video down there, but I know there's some big rocks. It's a very off-camber turn. It didn't cause any problems for Jay, but you did notice that he slowed up a bit for it. So We'll see if that comes into play for anybody else in our bouncer class.
Yeah, I think you're right, Bree. Definitely going to see guys check up a little bit there, and again, just take your time, be smart. Again, watching Jay just kind of launch out through some of those rocks there, using that rear steer to whip around those trees.
Gotta love some good rear steer.
Oh, yeah. Wow. And again, you can see they're already moving rocks. Our very first bouncer on the course and already moving some of those rocks around. Definitely going to see Jay do some work here.
The RCV Rock Garden might be getting a little bit of a facelift today. A little landscaping going on.
Yeah, a little landscaping. And speaking of landscaping, Jay does a ton of that. So you got to watch him on his Snapchat. He was up in Chicago doing a bunch of mulch for like a whole neighborhood the other day. So it's very fitting that he's out there doing some landscaping work. Again, Jay is our first bouncer, so I think he's kind of like you said, kind of landscaping, moving some of these rocks around, and whoa,
nice, another sketchy turn down there at the bottom.
That's a 121.463 for Mr. Jay Storts. I couldn't quite tell if that front left tire was flat or not, but you can see some buggies getting moved around down there. Got Nick Reich sitting on the starting line.
Nick Reich coming all the way from Wisconsin for all of these events. Man, I wonder what kind of drive that was for him because we are in Alabama right now.
Yeah. Oh, it's got to be long. Whatever my drive was, just add 6 hours for Nick.
Whew.
And is it funny that we have two Ford buggies running back-to-back?
I was just thinking that. And somehow, they ended up running back-to-back. So Nick is coming into the weekend 5th in points right now for our bouncer class. He also had a second-place finish a few weeks ago at our last event at Rush Springs Ranch in Missouri. So he's coming into this weekend with some good momentum. He's looking to move up from that 5th-place spot and see if he can't sneak up a place or two.
Yeah.
Finals is coming up in just a couple weeks.
Again, trying to stay in that top 5 gets you in the money for the season. So you guarantee Nick's going to be fighting to stay there. If not, hopefully move up a place. Again, his buggy's a chrome ollie chassis, so a little bit lighter. Very durable.
He is ripping up this hill.
Whipping around there.
I think that uphill section that you can see kind of cut across and is a little smoother, less rocky, I think that's really the only spot on this course where you can really get in the gas and let her eat a little bit. Otherwise, you are fighting through the rocks all the way up and down.
Again, you can see those diffs just smashing rocks as he's coming down there. Yeah, there isn't a whole lot of area where you can really just get out and let her open up. About every foot, there's a rock somewhere. Wow.
Well, with a 95.030, Nick definitely made the most of this course and found some speed out there.
Super smooth run. Shout out to Dave Holt. What's up, everybody? Josh Maple, tuning live feed.
Looks like Cooper Bentley on the line now. Here we go with Cooper. Cooper sitting in a third place spot and points coming into this weekend. We had some excitement earlier in the season when he did take the lead ahead of Tim Cameron by just a couple points. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to hang on to it, but he's still in that third place spot, so he's having a great season in our bouncer class.
Cooper thrashing through that corner over there. Again, you can see the dust starting to fly off. So, again, we did have quite a bit of rain this weekend earlier, but...
Uh-oh.
Ooh. That hung up on that tree. Man, he is just skipping up that hill right now. Ooh.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if it's... I saw the rear driver tire. I don't know if it's passenger as well. Trying to see if there's a drive shaft hanging down there or it was just one axle.
We got Cody Kaysen out there giving Cooper the lowdown.
Yeah, dang.
Oh, man.
Stink. Yeah, I'm not sure a drive shaft or an output shaft. If you break like an output shaft with a transfer case or a drive shaft, both can do that, as well as a differential in the rear, and he could have broke a ring and pinion. So there's a few parts there. I don't see the drive shaft hanging down per se. Usually you can hear like the clanging or see the drive shaft flopping or actually hear the clanging, so maybe it's an output shaft or a ring and pinion.
Man, that is some tough luck for Cooper. That's going to hurt him in the points for sure.
Yeah, dang it. You hate to see that again. So many guys were out there, trying to get that done. What's up, Wyatt Will Wilson? Appreciate everybody tuning in the live feed.
All right, guys. Well, it's going to take them just a minute to get Cooper recovered off the hill, so we're going to run to a quick commercial break, and then we'll be right back with all the bouncer action.
So we have 3 different beadlock wheels that most of our guys use. We have the teardrop, we have the twisted, and then we have the twisted black. So we have a machine version of the twisted, and then we have the black. We have these in 14 and 15 inch, all 4 lug. But we'll be coming out with, in addition to some of the tires I was talking about earlier that we're coming out with, we're going to have a new line of wheels come out. Some of those will be 5 lug to keep up with some of the new manufacturing that's happening in the UTV world. But the beadlock wheels that we're selling right now, Rock Life and those guys carry these as well. So right now we're having some specials on them. So I'd recommend if you need a set of beadlocks, you're not going to find any cheaper than those.
Rebirthed from the depths of Baja, Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend. The new Baja Legend MTZ. Silica reinforced T4 tread compound. Power ply 3-ply construction. Improved 4-pitch side biters. Proven MTZ tread styling for undisputed traction. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. The Baja Legend MTZ.
We are back. Got Chris Grigg sitting in the starting gate. It is a drive shaft. Cooper Bentley just ran. He had broken a drive shaft. You can see it actually now hanging down from there. Got Chris Grigg coming out that starting gate. Got Cooper Bentley off the course. He's going to go back and see if he can get it fixed. Chris just added an LSA supercharger on this.
Nice.
Brings him up to, like, I'm going to say between 550, 650 horsepower, depending on what his cam is. Definitely getting real comfortable with this buggy and getting a little more frisky with it. Definitely having a good time, starting to feel it out. He's been racing this for about a year now.
Yeah, this is a wide-open design built chassis, a good-looking buggy. Fun fact, wide-open design located in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Somebody else I know is from Murfreesboro.
Also where I'm located. And, yeah, like you said, he's been racing for around a year, definitely comfortable, getting comfortable in it, getting that seat time.
Oh, yeah.
We have seen some acrobatics
yes.
in this buggy. We've
Yes.
seen rollover. We've seen a little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
He is not afraid to, put it through its paces for sure. A great view there of the RCV Rock Garden here on the Mickey Thompson mountainside.
Thrashing down those rocks.
It's all downhill from here, but it's a rough downhill.
It is. It is all down, but it's a very long, rough downhill.
It doesn't sound, it's not quite as easy as it sounds.
You can see those clouds of smoke. That's actually like dirt coming off the rocks. That's a 118.304 from Mr. Chris Grigg. All right, we have Mr. Ben Driscoll sitting on the starting line. Ben picked this buggy up earlier this year and has absolutely gotten very comfortable with it as well. We watched him at Rush right after he picked up. He was at Rush Off-Road Park in Rush, Kentucky, and just was playing on the hills, just having a blast. You could tell he was just having a good time.
You think he's comfortable, or does he feel a little misfit in it?
Oh, wow. Wow.
I had to.
That rock keeps getting moved farther down the hill, so. And that's kind of the good and really bad part about this course is a lot of these smaller rocks are going to get moved and shifted and raced around, and what your plan was at the beginning of the day may not be your plan at the end of the day. Again, this buggy sounds really good.
Speaking of having seen some acrobatics and wild things in a buggy like I was talking about for Chris, we've definitely seen Misfit do some wild things with Wade Good behind the wheel.
Oh, yeah.
In seasons past. Ben Driscoll definitely, like Matt said, getting comfortable in there this year. Not afraid to get a little rowdy with it.
He is. He is just on that throttle right now. I think he just smoked a tree. Clyde said, well, there went one more tree.
It didn't slow him down.
It did not. I don't even phase him, I don't think. He had awesome drone work. Appreciate all our Delta drone work, guys.
Part of the ground crew out here doing the landscaping on the Mickey Thompson mountainside.
Wow. Some of these rocks are just taking a, I mean.
The rocks are taking a beating, but they're giving as good as they're getting here with
they really are.
Buggies. Cooper's drive shaft can testify to that.
Yeah, poor Cooper. Getting Ben making some work out of that buggy.
128.704 for Ben Driscoll in Misfit. Nick Reich still in the lead with a 95 right now. We are about maybe a quarter of the way through course one for our RCV Axle Bouncer class. Nick in the lead with a 95, followed by Chris Grigg with a 118, Jay Storts with a 121, and Ben Driscoll with a 128. Cooper Bentley, our only DNF so far. And right now we've got Connor Flynn on the line. He is running for Jack Porter's points today.
And I really like this buggy.
It's a good-looking buggy.
It is. A rear mount engine, and I really like it.
Yeah, one of the few. We were talking about how we don't have that many Ford powered vehicles in the class. We don't have too many rear engines either. And this one. Connor knows how to.
He does.
Get some work out of this buggy.
He does. He does a great job with it. Ooh.
Well, he's got Sparky. Jason Sparks as his head mechanic now.
Oh,
so.
My goodness. That could be really good or that could be really bad. Like, you can make it. I could just see Sparky over there. Come on.
A quick little backup on the SuperGrip slip-up corner down there, but I don't think it hurt him. Didn't cost him much.
No, he looks like he's flying pretty quick. And watching that buggy just thrash and bounce around over there.
Connor's only 17 also, one of our younger drivers out here, especially in bouncer class. Oh, man.
I seen a couple of guys almost immediately start moving towards it. Again, you can kind of see how steep that hill is right there. Just such a gnarly hill.
We're waiting on an update from recovery. Looks like they're
trying
to get a look at it and see what's going on.
Luckily, there's a handful of I see a handful of guys that are all definitely motor experts. Drivetrain experts. They will know how to fix it.
Well, we're still not sure exactly what went wrong here.
They're looking more on
But we've got the experts on the case, including Mr. Keith right
Keith.
there.
Yeah, that mountain of a man standing
Ready for his close-up.
Yes, that mountain of a man standing in front of the camera is our Keith, our recovery expert, who has saved everyone out here multiple times. So, we're hearing he has a busted rear drive shaft, but it's now wedged up inside of there.
Oh.
It did come to a screeching halt, like much quicker than I thought. Ooh.
Oh.
Oh.
So we heard it's wedged up in the motor because
That's not good.
because it is a rear-mounted engine, unfortunately.
Yeah, they're going to have to try to either pull it forward or backward to get it to kind of unlodge that drive shaft, and then he can back down the hill again. And once the drive shaft removes, he can still have front-wheel drive to hopefully either turn around, do a little front dig action, some old-school rock crawler front dig, and get back down the hill, or they might just go ahead and pull them all to the top, depending on where the recovery crew is at. I know we have some recovery people on the top half of the hill, in the middle of the hill, and at the bottom of the hill.
All right, guys. While we get our recovery experts on the case here, we are going to take a quick commercial break. Let them get Connor Flynn recovered off the hill, and then we'll be right back with a lot more bouncer racing action.
So we were a sponsor of SRRS in 2012, the first year, and we built our product to the racers. They had a need, we had a solution. They were breaking parts, breaking axles, and we were able to build the strongest axles on the planet for them. We developed the Big Bell CV over that period of time as well, which is the 40 spline, 47 spline stuff that you see in a majority of the rock bouncers. And we've also developed UTV for the UTV buggies and the stock class racers. We've got product for that as well. So we've really utilized this racing to develop and work with these guys the best product available. So over the years, we've worked really closely with drivers like Tim Cameron. He's been very helpful helping us develop this product line for the UTV, the rock bouncer, and he's been quite successful himself doing the racing, as well as a ton of others. We couldn't be here without these guys testing our product and doing these things, pushing us to the limit to help them push them to the limit.
So this is our XT tire, and this is the 35, 10, 15. It's the biggest tire that we make for a UTV. And this is the road compound. We have two different compounds. As you can see, it's kind of hard to squeeze these together. This is going to last you a lot longer if you're just doing trail riding, riding on asphalt to get to the trails. If you're trailering and you're only going to be on trails, then I would recommend our trail compound. And it's much softer. Grip and grab those rocks really well. That's what the majority of our drivers that we sponsor use the XT trail compound. But we also have our amp tire, And this is a 6-ply tire. The XT is an 8-ply. It's got really tough sidewalls. And in fact, one of our drivers took first place in the Bounty Series last race in Hot Springs with this tire. So those are the two main tires that our racers use. And you can get any of these tires and the wheels that they're mounted on through Rock Life as well.
What you want. No matter where your ride takes you. Whether it's a quick trip or a slow climb. When you choose RCV Performance Axles, you're guaranteed to finish every time.
Rebirthed from the depths of Baja, Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend. The new Baja Legend MTZ. Silica reinforced T4 tread compound. Powerply 3-ply construction. Improved 4-pitch side biters. Proven MTZ tread styling for undisputed traction. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. The Baja Legend MTZ.
The Mickey Thompson Premium Mud Terrain is on the road and full of undisputed attitude. The Baja Boss MT. No compromises, ever. We are purpose-built tires for truck and Jeep enthusiasts everywhere. All mud tires are not created equal, and here's the proof. Powerply XD construction, asymmetrical tread design, extreme side biters, and more. Find your tire size today at MickeyThompsonTires.com.
RCV Performance specializes in axle manufacturing. We've been doing this for a little over 80 years on a variety of different products. We really specialized into the racing and rock bouncing and all that about 15, 20 years ago, got into the specialized aftermarket automotive stuff, and we love it. So what sets RCV apart from the rest is we use a CV, whereas that replaces the U-joint in solid axle applications. So your custom 14-bolt, Dana 80, Dana 60, 44, Jeep JK, everything that has a solid front axle, we'll replace that U-joint, put a CV in, which will give you a smoother power delivery, stronger at angle, and overall better performance. So we make RCVs for everything from Suzuki Samurai to Jeep to Toyota, all the way to Rockwell, custom, whatever, you name it, we got it. So reach out to us, rcvperformance.com. Check us out online.
So we have 3 different beadlock wheels that most of our guys use. We have the teardrop, we have the twisted, and then we have the twisted black. So we have a machine version of the twisted, then we have the black. We have these in 14 and 15 inch. all 4 lug. But we'll be coming out with, in addition to some of the tires I was talking about earlier that we're coming out with, we're going to have a new line of wheels come out. Some of those will be 5 lug to keep up with some of the new manufacturing that's happening in the UTV world. But the beadlock wheels that we're selling right now, Rock Life and those guys carry these as well. So right now we're having some specials on them. So I'd recommend if you need a set of beadlocks, you're not going to find any cheaper than those.
Mickey Thompson Tires announces a new American mud terrain legend, the new Baja Legend MTZ. 35 different sizes, and one is just waiting for your rig. The Baja Legend MTZ.
All right, guys, we are back. They have mostly gotten Connor recovered off the hill. At least we've got some movement on there. And we will be ready pretty soon to send our next bouncer off the line. This seems like a great time to give a big thank you and shout out to our recovery workers, as always. We have a core group that always helps and is here at our events, especially Keith, who you can see there driving away. But we also have a lot of drivers that'll grab a vest and jump in, like Cody Kaysen you often see out on the hill. I see Dylan Dowler there with a vest, and they're not afraid to come grab a vest. A lot of them will race on Friday, and then on Saturday they will help with recovery. So we definitely appreciate it. It takes a lot to keep an event like this running smoothly, being safe for everybody, and we appreciate everybody's help with that.
Yeah, I was watching Keith there as you guys were trying to get recovered. It came up, needed a little nudge. Apparently must have been caught on a rock, kind of barely bumped him. Was able to get him off that rock, so appreciate Keith and all he does.
Kirsten says, do you guys think youth will be broadcast today? That's a great question. We are planning to go live. It will not be our normal setup. We won't have the trailer down there. We're going to be running youth in a different area of the park that is more suitable
yes.
and doable for the youth vehicles. And but we are planning to go live. We will probably just do it with somebody's phone, and we'll be on Rock Racing TV like usual, and we are planning to be live so you guys can find that, and we'll make sure and still be telling you the times and everything else like that. We just won't have the usual trailer setup that we're used to, unfortunately. But I think that the place that we have for our youth to race in is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a cool track that they've got here. All right, looks like Connor is just about off the course there, and we've got Dustin Carter on the line.
Checking to make sure our course is clear.
All right, we've got a course clear, and Dustin Carter, clock is hot.
Definitely flinging some dirt. Ooh. Watching that back end carry just a little bit.
Did all right on the SuperGrip slip-up corner.
Heck yeah, he's actually doing really well. also running a Ford engine. He was following me down there this morning. The buggy sounded very, very good. Wow. That right lane does look wicked fast, judging by how quick he made it look.
Oh, man, and that's right. That's where we saw Cooper break a drive shaft.
Again, trying to get around those rocks on this big old Mickey Thompson mountain. Man, making quick work downhill as well.
He's pretty speedy on the downhill here.
Yeah. Again, you can see those axles just smoking some of the rocks there. Just trying to get down, be smooth. Can pick good lines, but again, you can see just a bunch of those rocks just getting chewed up there. That was a 131.863 for Dustin Carter.
Good smooth run. Nick Reich still solidly in the lead with a 95. He smoked this course. We still got over half our list of drivers to go for course 1. So we might see somebody getting closer, even topping that time. And Daniel Heckley on the line right now. He might be one of them.
Again, this hell-bent buggy, I think, is going to just absolutely annihilate this course. Will he be fast enough to pick off Nick? I don't know, but I think this buggy is definitely going to do really great work here.
Well, Daniel's coming into the weekend second in points behind Tim Cameron. It looks like he's about 32 points behind Timmy. So Daniel's been working hard this season. He was able to capitalize on Cooper having a little bit of a slip up a couple races ago and move up from third place to second place in points. He had a fourth place finish at our last event at Rush Springs Ranch. And he is also our skinny pedal winner from Rush Springs Ranch.
Heck yeah.
So he'll be taking home one of those awesome skinny pedal awards this weekend. Thank you to Jonathan Shepard and Skinny Pedal Fab for partnering with us on the Skinny Pedal Awards.
He is moving. I mean, that buggy is roaring. Looking smooth.
I feel like just looks-wise, Nick seemed to be pushing a little harder.
Yeah.
But it's hard to tell sometimes. Slow, smooth, and smooth is fast, right?
Yeah. Wow.
101.282 for Daniel Heckley.
Man.
So not enough to catch Nick, but that looks like a second-place time right now. So Nick Reich in the lead with a 95, now followed by Daniel Heckley with a 101. And then looks like Chris Grigg with a 118. And we've got Cody McDonald on the line. This is Cody's first race with us here at the NRRA. Glad to see him out here joining the fun.
Got to talk to him a little bit. He's got a 5.3 with a cam in it. Was down here checking everything out. This started out as a actual full-size rig, and it's still legal to run the Pro-Am series.
Oh.
So, again, the middle section of that is the original frame. Still has a full-size dash in it. So
yeah, it's definitely got a unique look to it there. It reminds me of a mini version. You remember that oversized?
Yes.
Luke Wilson's oversized buggy.
Yeah, kind of that
kind of feel
smooth,
the rounded look to it. It's giving me those. Give me those vibes. A quick back up on SuperGrip slip up corner down there. It looks like a nimble buggy.
Yeah.
So maybe the size will help it on this hill and working its way through all the rocks.
There's a ton of rocks down there. He is ripping through there. Again, you can see the groove there, getting pretty worn in.
I think probably going later in the pack is going to end up being beneficial on this course.
Yes.
Like you said, the groove's getting a bit worn in. The rocks have gotten moved around a little bit, at least off the beaten path that everyone's taken here.
Yeah.
Seems like it might be a benefit to going later in the day. Ooh, and we got some smoke. Looks like some kind of oil leak, but he is through the finish line.
That was a 124.154 for Mr. Cody McDonald.
Nicely done.
Did a great job there. And he does have a new chassis for this. He's building or has built, and they're going to start taking all the parts on this and moving it over. But they're wanting to also do some make some upgrades as well. Okay.
Looks like that was a pretty substantial oil leak, and they are going to need to tow him off the course. So we'll have to take a little minute for recovery here. So we'll go ahead and do a run-through of the times that we have so far here on Course 1 for the RCV Axle Bouncer class. Nick Reich is squarely in the lead with a 95, followed by Daniel Heckley with a 101, Chris Grigg with a 118, Jay Storts with a 121, Cody McDonald with a 124, Ben Driscoll with a 128, and Dustin Carter with a 131. Connor Flynn and Cooper Bentley were both DNFs. So we are almost halfway through, another driver or two, and we'll be halfway through Course 1.
And again, much smoother than I thought it was going to go down. I figured we'd have a little more breakages, but against the second course is going to be similar to the first one. We're basically just going kind of the opposite direction on it, essentially, but it'll be very, very similar. So definitely going to have a great run there.
Yeah, we're having an awesome weekend of racing here at Indian Mountain. The rain is holding off, at least for now, so I know everybody is appreciative of that.
Yeah.
And we actually have some really nice temperatures out here that we can enjoy, especially after our last race was so hot and dusty. Not the case this weekend. We went the opposite direction. So good times out here at Indian Mountain. They're also having their Ride for a Cure event this weekend as well here in the park. And that is an event that with the goal of raising money for brain tumor research and to help local families who have been impacted by cancer. That's Jeremy Reeves started that in 2018. So that's Ride for a Cure. If you guys have seen the logo for it on the banner or something, you're wondering what that's all about. That's what's going on with that this weekend. I forgot to mention earlier, too, that we're here at Indian Mountain Park, and this is one of the largest private off-road parks in the South with 4,700 acres.
Yeah.
They've got trail riding, camping, fishing, and hiking. They have a really nice, I guess it's a small lake, really big pond.
Yeah.
I don't know, body of water out here.
Yeah, I would say a large pond.
We'll be going by that later when we change locations for the kids' race. So, get to see some of that scenery. So good times out here this weekend. I have on the table here with me our Skinny Pedal Award, which is going to go to Daniel Heckley from our Rush Springs Ranch race, and I'll just go ahead and show you guys here.
Again, they're very...
I got to get it to catch the light. There we go.
Very, very cool awards.
Yeah.
Giant chrome...
On a chain.
Giant chrome chain, yes. It was funny when Jonathan Shepard said this, I was like, oh, that's so funny, haha. And then he went ahead and did it.
And he was like, nah, for real.
Yeah, he's like, but seriously, though. Again, and it's a giant, like, big motor, big exhaust. Looks like it has a blower on it. So.
And I like making the drivers actually wear it when we give it
to
out
them.
at the podiums. I'm like, I feel like I'm giving Olympic medals or something. I'm like, here you go. You have to wear this
medal
around
ceremony.
your neck.
Like, hold this.
It's been fun. I hope you guys enjoy the Skinny Pedal Awards like we do. And again, like Matt said, Jonathan Shepard's so creative with all the trophies that he's made over the last couple of seasons. And I know the drivers are invested in the Skinny Pedal Award too. And now at this point, they're like, "Who won? Oh, I need to know." Like even just last night, Daniel was actually asking us around the, we didn't have a campfire, but
essentially
in the camping area.
Yes.
And he's like, "Who won from Rush Springs Ranch?" Like, we need to know these things.
He was quizzing us hard last night. He's like, "So you guys announce that tomorrow?"
Dylan Dowler definitely got the nomination for his front flip down the course yesterday and the stock class. It might be a little hard to top that. I don't know. There's still a lot of racing to go for today.
Hopefully
so
we don't have anyone that tops that in the bounty class. Yes. So fingers crossed we have some smooth runs so far.
Thanks for tuning in with us, everybody. What's up, Bebo? Thanks for watching. We're glad to be able to bring you guys the live feed.
I
don't think Matt has any chocolate milk with him today.
I don't.
We've had a little discussion about his dietary choices.
Bree has organic
I'm
food.
a little concerned about the possibility of diabetes in Matt's life based off the pictures he's been posting of his meals this week.
I shared the donuts with my dad.
As
it wasn't
I
just
was
me.
eating chocolate-covered gummy bears over here. So.
Those are so good. Oh, my goodness. Bree has these chocolate-covered gummy bears that are fire. They're awesome.
They sound weird, but they're actually really good.
They are really good. I will say that. I'll take those over chocolate-covered blueberries any day.
They are mixed in with the chocolate-covered blueberries, so
they're pretty good.
Obstacle course for you there.
Yeah, Bree is typically a very healthy eater. I am not.
With our powers combined,
it looks
we have a very nice snack selection.
Yes, we do. We do.
So they're still working on getting, Cody McDonald recovered off the course. You can see there they are having to tow him after a pretty substantial oil leak. We are almost halfway through course one. Another driver or two will be halfway through. We've still got Tim Cameron, Daniel Bowman, Brandon Davis, Brendan Jones, Richard Hodges, Clint Garrison, Timothy Bacon, Randall Key, Matt Holt, Clayton Smith, and DC Thompson, all to run course one. And then, of course, we will take a quick break today. It's not going to be a long one. We're not going to do much of a lunch break or intermission. We're hoping to just make it as quick as possible, maybe 10, 15 minutes, and then come back up for course two. We do, of course, I keep saying course a lot. I'm going to have to find a new word. And naturally, we are trying to avoid the rain for today and get everything done as quickly as possible because that's kind of hanging over everybody's heads here that we might be getting poured on at any moment. So,
what's up, Brian? Yeah, I agree. I kind of got the talk from Bree, eat healthier, live longer, all that good stuff.
Live long and prosper, Matt.
Ben, no, little Tim did not run yet. He is coming up. Middle of the course?
See. He's a little ways down the list still. He's towards the end of course one. If you missed the racing action yesterday, of course, you can always go back and watch that on Facebook Rock Racing TV and YouTube Rock Racing TV. But I will go ahead and can tell you the podiums that we had for each class. In our Rock Life Off-Road UTV stock class, we had Cody Kaysen on the top box, and then Daniel Heckley in second, and Scotty Harden in third. In VIN class, we had Charles Carris in first, then Dustin Vaughn, who had a stunt driver, Mr. Chad, driving for him yesterday, and then Justin Hoback in third place. And then for our SuperGrip UTV Cup class, Clay Kaysen took the win, and then we had Nathan King, Cooper Bentley, and I have top five here, so I'll go ahead and tell you that we had Cody Kaysen in the fourth place spot, and then Matt Myrick rounding out top five from UTV Cup class. Bevo, all we've heard is he was leaking oil.
Ooh.
Leaking all the oil. So, sounds like it could be a fairly intensive issue going on here.
Yeah, Matt, if there's a hole in the motor, it tends to not keep oil in. They don't get a whole lot of oil in there. Yeah, that takes a little. It takes a little longer if you're doing the old vent in the motor.
One time, speaking of losing all the oil in a vehicle, one time I fell asleep with my cruise control set on 70. Not a good idea. This has been a while.
I fell asleep
on the highway. Cruise control set on 70. Jumped like a median. You know, they have a little cross where you can go. I was on a 4-lane highway.
Yep.
And they have the little cross lane so you can go, the other direction.
Yeah.
Yes, drifted over, went through the ditch, woke up when I landed after I jumped that little median, and was able to fishtail my way back on and pull over on the shoulder. Almost went through a guardrail rail that had a little cliff on the other side. It was quite a wake up, quite a thing to wake up to. But I was just like, crap, my dad's gonna be mad, And he was gone out of town. My mom was already asleep, so I called my big brother. Of course, I had to call somebody.
Yes.
And I was like, I remember driving home. I was like 10 minutes from home, and I was watching my oil gauge the whole time because Dad always drilled into me.
Yeah.
Don't drive it if you don't have oil pressure, right?
Yep.
And I made it home, and then when I got home, it just like let loose all the oil that was up, in the motor. It's just coming out into an ocean below the car. And I was like, Dad's going to be mad. It's on the blacktop. It's on the driveway. Like, it's going to ruin the driveway. And I was out with a dish soap and a scrub brush the next morning trying to scrub it off the driveway.
Wow.
Luckily, my parents were just glad that I didn't die.
Yeah.
It all worked out.
Yeah,
But
I would say they were just thrilled that you didn't crash and die.
Speaking of losing all the oil on your vehicle, don't set your cruise control when you're tired, guys.
70. You're lucky to be here.
Yeah.
But that was a wild ride.
Yep, that was a God thing that night. So thank you, Lord.
100%. Someone was watching over you.
But at least I was checking my oil gauges on the way home. I knew enough to, this is like 10 years ago, so or more maybe.
And at least you got it home. Got home. Like, hey, we're good.
Made it home. Mom's asleep. Dad's out of town. Call my big brother. I'm like, what do I do?
He's like, you're dead. You're dead meat. You're going to get murdered.
He's like, try and rinse it off. Well, of course, what do oil and water do?
Mix.
They don't mix, and the water just carried the oil
That's
down the driveway.
They don't mix.
So then it was everywhere.
Yeah.
So the next morning, I was literally out there with a bottle of dish soap and a scrub brush trying to clean the driveway. Good times.
Ouch.
Good times. There are lessons I learned there. So
I can imagine.
Share that with you guys in case you ever find yourself in a similar position.
I see those green lights down there.
I'm seeing some green. All right, we've got Cody completely off the course, and we've got Tim Cameron on the line. Look at that tree.
Look at that tree.
That is a nice Alabama tree right there. All right. Clock is hot. Course is clear. Here we go with Tim Cameron. Current points leader coming into this weekend. He also took home the win a few weeks ago at Rush Springs Ranch. The time to beat right now is a 95 from Nick Wright.
And again, having a wild season for Timmy. Had a couple DNFs, some crazy runs, a rollover with a recovery. Just an absolute wild man so far this season. So I think at this point he is just trying to play it extremely safe, get points on the board, but you'll still be consistent, be on the podium. Guys were doing some monkey math last night on the hill to see where everybody needed to end up going into finals. Finals is 4 courses of racing, so
Timmy is 32 points ahead of Daniel Heckley, who's sitting in second place coming into the weekend. Like Matt said, we have double the racing, double the points at finals, which is coming up in just a few weeks at Wildcat. There will be 200 points on the line there.
And Timmy's definitely going to try to take advantage of every single one of those. Got a smooth run going here. Again, just thrashing downhill right now.
Man, it's looking really fast, but so did Nick. So honestly, I can't. It's hard to tell right now if he's going to be on par with that 95 or below it.
There we go. Wow.
92.585. And that is your new leader right now for Course 1 of the RCV Axle Bouncer class. That means Nick Reich is now in second, and then Daniel Heckley in third.
All right, we got Clayton Smith on the line, and this buggy is going to be doing double duty, I believe, this weekend. Clayton and Dan are both going to be running it, so this poor little buggy is going to get used and abused this weekend.
I don't know if anyone's ever called Gold Rush a poor little buggy before, but it's definitely going to be getting a workout today.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be using all of the horsepowers. Again, Clayton a hard driver, Dan a hard driver. They're definitely going to put it through the paces this weekend.
Clayton's been having a really good season. He's coming into the weekend fourth in points. We're talking, speaking of some landscaping happening out here on the hill, Clayton
was able to pull off of it.
After it.
Again, we talked about this poor little buggy getting used and abused this weekend. You can see Clyde recovery. Oh, he got off of it.
Things are getting violent out here.
Again, you get caught up in these rocks, and it could be pure havoc. So, ooh, buddy. Yeah. This Reclaim Racing team has definitely done a lot of wild runs this season. Again, watching that buggy just thrash through there, just taking a beating.
Talk about some skinny pedal.
Yeah, it's true. And again, when you see a big, very capable buggy like this having that much trouble on this course, it shows you how difficult it really is. You can see these rocks kind of making his way down, taking his time.
Yeah, when you have a run like Tim Cameron just did or Nick Reich, fast and smooth, and you can kind of start to think, well, that's just how it is for everybody. But it's not. It's not. This is a difficult course, guys, and I think that we saw just a little bit of that here from Clayton a minute ago. We're probably going to see some more of it, too, before it's all said and done.
Do you think they leave the tree there or move it? You're like, it's part of the course now.
I'm going to say they're going to move it, but I can't quite tell how much in the course it actually is now.
All right, see what's...
Taylor, did you catch that?
I think it was a 1-3-3.
Something 1-3-3.
I think so. 1-3-3-5-5-1.
All right, that was a 133.551 for Clayton Smith. And they are going to be moving that tree, so y'all give us just a minute for that.
Taylor said he feels like they should make Clayton move the tree. Clayton would. He'd go up and just run over a couple times the bouncer and be like, there you go. It's part of the ground. It's toothpicks now, so you guys can just run right over them.
Let him get out of the buggy and just hand him a chainsaw.
He would, too. He wouldn't care. He's like, I got it. It's good. Yeah, definitely a wild run there. Okay.
All right, that's Brandon Davis in that race line starting gate, and clock is hot.
Again, this IFS buggy, again, is very unique here. I think it's going to soak up a lot more of those rocks.
You know, we call Brandon Mr. Consistency, and he did have a third-place finish at Rush Springs Ranch a few weeks ago. He's struggled in the points a little bit so far this season. Hasn't quite had the consistent season that we're used to seeing from Brandon. But he races 3 classes when he's out here on our race weekends, 2 UTV and 2 bouncer classes. So he's a busy man on race weekends.
Coming out with that new wrap there, that orange and light gray. Definitely making that buggy pop a little bit.
Menace is a crowd favorite, that's for sure. And it is a highly capable buggy.
I'm watching that thing just eat right now.
I don't know the numbers. I wonder how many races that Menace has won.
It's got to be a bunch. Between Brandon and Timmy.
Menace, of course, a TC-built chassis. We've got a handful of them out here. The TC Fleet.
TC Fleet. And just watching that buggy just thrash there as it's ripping down the can. Again, watching that independent front suspension do its work. Being able to kind of just bounce off the rocks, do what it wants to do. Making quick work of that rock garden there. That RCV rock garden. Definitely testing the RCV axles.
Good thing they're the strongest axles on the planet.
Ooh, ooh.
That's a 113.873 for Brandon Davis. I do believe that is a 4th place time currently. Let's look real quick. We've got Tim Cameron in the lead with a 92, followed by Nick Reich with a 95, Daniel Heckley with a 101, and Brandon Davis with a 113. Brendan Jones on the course now. Brendan earned himself a Skinny Pedal Award a few races ago at Pretty Place. He was wide open, letting her eat on the hill. I'm not sure what's going on right now for him.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. He took off, and he was revving it quite a bit when he went to take off the line, and it didn't seem to move. So I don't know if he has a transmission issue or...
I like how he's got that spare tire on the back.
I do.
Ready to go.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Something is not working right. Again, he took off the line, revved it several times trying to take off the line. Yeah, no, something is not sounding great there. Again, revving it up quite a bit. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. I don't know if it's having torque converter issues or it sounds like it's more maybe in the transit. Obviously, the motor sounds great. The motor sounds awesome. And this is a new to him buggy. Justin Wills kind of made it famous. So I'm not 100% sure what kind of, again, some type of transmission issue there.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it wants to shift.
We've seen him be pretty hard on this buggy last couple races. It almost sounds like he's trying to clean out the motor. Again, you hate to see that.
Oh, yeah, especially right off the line.
Yeah. Almost like it's not idling right. And obviously, very capable buggy. You can hear that motor wrap out. Hear it, obviously does very, very well. Justin Wills kind of did some pirouetting of himself in this thing.
Oh, yeah, we've seen plenty of crazy rides in this buggy. like he's still going to try and finish the course. I don't know. He's got this long uphill pull ahead of him, though.
Again, at higher RPMs, it seems like almost maybe not a transmission, almost like it's going idle. It's like loading up the fuel and then, tabling off. So maybe it's a fuel pump, fuel filter issue. I don't know, it could be maybe, again, a sensor reading wrong, which is messing up throwing the tune off, too. So...
Man, tough luck for Brendan Jones. He's coming up on his time limit here. I don't think he's going to be able to finish the course under his time limit at this point. Well, it is all downhill from here. I mean, if he can not get hung up on any of these rocks, maybe. He's trying. Try and let it roll on down. Hope he can make that corner at the bottom. And he might get a time yet. He's going to make it. 369.997 for Brendan Jones. And, man, he had to work for that one. Glad to see him be able to get through the finish line and get himself a time, though. Matt stepped out so he could go get suited up to race, and I've got Clay Kaysen joining me here in the booth now.
Yeah. Whew. It's so muggy out.
All right, I heard we've got DC Thompson running for Daniel Bowman right now.
Maybe he can put a good lap now. He is.
Oh, Turtle Rock almost got him.
I was going to stop my sentence before I said anything else. I'm just going to wait till the end of the run.
Oh, man, we are used to seeing DC in the UTV class, but we. He's been racing Bouncer a handful of times now. A lot of problems he had to overcome this season just trying to get the Bouncer here, get it going. Several races did not work out very well for him, but it's always fun seeing him get in the full-size Bouncer.
DC calmed down. He used to be one of the wild cards. Now he's kind of going for consistency and I guess trying to finish and put together a season, I guess.
The Wild is still in there a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
If you ask him about his adventures on the way here
for sure.
to this park. It's pretty
he
entertaining.
Always has a wild story.
Stuff that can only happen to DC Thompson.
Yep. He flew up that.
He sure did.
Oh, had to go over the rock.
And he has, unfortunately, gotten lost on course before, so I hope he's studied real well. His course maps today.
Maybe.
And he's going late enough in the day that there's pretty good groove worn out there. So
maybe he's figuring it out. He's coming down the hill.
And this is Ryan Boyd's. You can see it says Boyd on the side there. Ryan Boyd's buggy. Saw Ryan racing it in seasons past.
I think this deal has been in the process for a while though with DC driving it. I think they just.
Yep. Yeah, they were.
I think they were trying to bring it out last year, and
talks began quite a while ago.
I don't think I could get parts.
There we go. With a 113.575 for DC, and that he actually just edged out Brandon Davis barely. I think that's a fourth place time right now. Let's take a look real quick. Tim Cameron still in the lead with a 92, followed by Nick Reich with a 95, Daniel Heckley with a 101, and then we've got DC with a 113.5 and Brandon Davis with a 113.8. Those are your top five right now on Course 1. We are 2/3 of the way through Course 1 for our RCV Axle Bouncer class, and Richard Hodges is on the line.
I didn't realize Nick ran a 95. I don't guess I realized it was that good. Heck yeah.
And Nick had a heck of a run, yeah.
I knew he looked smooth.
Second one out the gate.
He smoked it.
I know Richard's been fighting some issues in the last couple races as well.
I don't know what happened at the last one. He didn't get to make it to Missouri. I don't know what was wrong with it.
I heard him say he had slung a belt. I guess it was at Pretty Place.
Maybe.
And he found the issue with that. But yeah, I'm not sure about anything else and
I don't know
what else he might be dealing with right now. He made it around the SuperGrip slip-up corner. Clay, maybe you can tell us a little bit. That corner down there at the bottom.
Tricky.
We haven't gotten a really great view of it just from the angles we have.
It's off camber, and there's rocks just sticking out everywhere.
That's pretty much what we figured. What we've been saying.
It'll get you if you ain't too careful through there. Oh, is he done?
Oh.
Oh.
Are we hung up?
Oh. Got it. Good save. That would have been a little ride.
Remember, guys, the hill is always steeper in person than it appears on camera.
He was rolling, too, into that little bobble. So many rocks up there.
Yes, we're calling it the RCV Rock Garden.
Rock Garden.
Yep.
RCV Rock Garden. Well, it sure is something. Got the whole hillside cleared up there with people. See what this time's going to be.
This little corner down here seems
it's the same
a little trickier than you would think as well. That's a 130.912 for Richard Hodges. Clint Garrison sitting in that race line starting gate now. Clint had a 5th place finish at Rush Springs Ranch a few weeks ago.
He's always our real consistent driver.
Yep. Clint we call Brandon Davis Mr. Consistency, but Clint reminds me kind of that same driving style a lot as well. You can count on him to lay down some good, smooth, fast runs, but not get too
crazy.
rowdy and on that ragged edge.
Which I think he could get on that ragged edge, and he would do some good, probably, in all honesty, if he would let it hang for a little bit.
This buggy's been on the ragged edge before.
Multiple times. Multiple times. I've seen Clint get rowdy in it. You've seen him get rowdy in it at ALP that weekend. He beat the brakes off of that thing.
I don't think he likes to remember that.
No, that was a rough one.
I can officially say I've beat Clint Garrison, though, in a race.
Why are you going to do that to him while he's out there? I mean, he's out there running. You're going to call him out like that.
I got to take it where I can.
I guess so. Take it while you can.
Oh.
That's pretty funny.
He was so close to finishing that one, though. I mean, we've seen Danny Smith beat down in this buggy, too.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like another good, smooth run from Clint Garrison. Let's see what that time is.
Smooth.
105.552.
That's a top 5 finish.
I think that's a fourth place time right now. We've got just 3 drivers left for course 1 of the RCV Axle Bouncer class. All right, clock is hot. We've got Lil Tim Bacon on the line and Too Rowdy.
And she is pretty rowdy.
As only, I mean, what else would we expect from a Bacon?
Amen. You just gotta love a big block. If you don't, you're not American. I mean,
Bacon's and big blocks. I mean, if you don't like that,
if you don't like bacon and big blocks, I don't know what's.
We can't help you.
No, you're out. Ain't nothing like an old naturally aspirated motor.
Oh yeah, if you guys are a little newer to the sport in the series, Tim Bacon, the Bacon family, took a little break from racing. We hadn't seen him in a season or two, but Tim's been back racing with us for a handful of races now this year. And so he's definitely a familiar face around here. But if you're newer to the sport, new to the series, and just hopped on in with us this season, you might still be getting to know the drivers. And the Bacon family is definitely some to get to know.
Ooh.
We love them.
Hey, he made quick work of that. He's pretty much rolling a little bit.
Well, the time to beat right now is Timmy with a 92, and then Nick is behind him pretty close with a 95.
Well, that was a cool grown shot.
Seeing a little bit of smoke in there.
I think it's just a little, not nothing crazy, I don't think. It ain't, yeah, he's okay. He's all right. He's all good.
He's going to make it.
Oh, yeah. He's good. He's good. Oh, yeah.
Ooh. 99.965 from Little Tim Bacon. That's third place right now on course 1. So we've got Tim Cameron with a 92, Nick Reich with a 95, and now Tim Bacon with a 99. Woo. Not bad, not bad. Let's go ahead and look out to our top 5. Daniel Heckley with a 101 would be 4th right now, and then Clint Garrison with a 105. We've still got Randall Key coming up to the starting line now.
And Matt Holt.
And then Matt Holt, and that'll wrap up course 1. Man, Randall Key, talk about an OG driver. And I was saying, if you're newer to the sport and series, you might not be as familiar with the Bacon name. Same thing with Randall. Randall has been around longer than anybody.
I remember
in this sport.
His old Rockwell 2-seat buggy, the old one. I don't remember who built it.
Yeah, he's had he's gone through a few of them over the years.
This one's a long time ago.
Undertaker, and before that he had Blaze and Rage.
Yes.
And then, yeah, before
At
that.
one point in time,
I
I heard he had owned Green Goblin, too. I don't know if he still owns it, too.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, yeah, he owned it.
So one thing about Randall is he is paralyzed from the waist down, so he drives completely with hand controls. So that's steering, throttle, brakes, rear steer shifting, all of it with hand controls. So he is doing major multitasking in there, and
a buggy that has got lots and lots of power.
Yes, this buggy is fun to watch. I wish we'd seen him out here even more this season. We haven't had him out in a while.
Shoulder surgery and stuff like that that's put him back.
Glad to have him out for sure this weekend.
But yeah, that's a rowdy little dude right there.
Yeah, Randall started racing since the beginning with the SRRS in 2012, and up until maybe last year before, I mean, I think he'd probably had raced at more of our events than anybody. At that point, it's a long time. A lot of history.
I mean, he started it, and the only other one that was in the beginning is Timmy now, and he didn't start when it first started. I don't believe.
Yeah, not in 2012. So
2 years later, I think maybe
something like that. So we always love seeing Randall back out here. I got to see Wendy, his wife, also chat a little bit earlier.
So yeah, Randall.
They're kind of local to this area.
OG of OGs.
Oh yeah. The OSG out here these days. Randall was in that Bobby Tanner and Rich Keefe. We got who else?
Adam Ringer.
Adam, yep.
Bobby.
Chad Molitor.
Mm-hmm. Y'all, you.
Yeah. Yep. It's been fun to see how the sport has grown and evolved over the last, 13 years of this series.
The buggies have changed.
The vehicles have changed a lot. The courses that we race on have changed so much. Even the people involved, we've got our core group kind of that has been in it since the beginning, and then we've added lots of new faces over the years. We've lost a few faces, added lots of new ones. And the sport has just continued to grow and evolve, and it's been pretty cool to be able to be part of it for all of that and see all those changes. And I'm looking forward to see what the next couple seasons bring, too.
There's no telling what the future holds in it. If we keep going, we'll be hovering up the hills.
All right, he is through the finish line with a 180.838 for Mr. Randall Key. That means we've got Matt Holt coming up to the line to wrap up, as far as I know, Course 1 for us today for the RCV Axle Bouncer class.
Whole Matthew's going to run an 82.
Gonna blow him out of the water.
I'd love to see him run an 82. Oh my gosh.
Good copy. Here we go with Matt Holt in the hyperactive buggy from High Society Off-Road.
Maybe he'll do good. Maybe he got his fuel problems worked out.
Maybe this buggy runs on Mountain Dew like Matt does. That's why it's so hyperactive.
You mean that might be why it don't run right if he puts Mountain Dew in it, in all honesty.
He needs to get, the fuel additives that for scent that make them smell good. He needs to find one that's like a Mountain Dew fuel additive.
Or snacky snacks.
Snacky snacks. We used to have one that was like pina colada, and it smelled so good.
I don't know what kind of fuel it was back in the day, but they would run some back then that would smell straight up like perfume.
Oh, yeah. It's just the additive you put in.
Well, this was just straight fuel. It was an additive.
Oh.
Yeah, this was, I don't know.
Depending on how much you like race fuel, you might think that smells like
Well, I like race
perfume.
fuel. I thought
Some people might think that smells good enough to be perfume.
my dumb self had a sinus infection, and I got me a horn of that one day and up my nose.
Oh.
I cleaned myself out.
Oh, I bet you did. All right, Matt Holt making his way up that Mickey Thompson mountainside.
Oh, man, Matt, get to the top. Then it's all downhill.
He's got it. I am confident as well. Matt was out here definitely walking the course, checking the hills, as all of our drivers do before a race. Before our drivers' meeting, that's where all the drivers are. They're out walking the courses, picking their lines, checking for those places where they might need to, go right of the tree, put your tire on that rock, check up here. Just all those things that you need to know if you're if you're planning on making a fast pass around the course. So Matt putting in the time, walking the course,
He definitely
checking
puts
his
in the
maps.
time.
And here we go. It's all downhill from here.
I think he's made a wrong turn. Got to come over this way.
Come on over a little further. There it is. Things do get a little confusing when we're racing so many courses all on one hillside.
Oh, he's going to make it. Come on, Matt. Oh, yeah, through the finish line we go.
Oh, yeah. There it is. 186.426 for Matt Holt.
That was first.
First in our hearts. All right, guys, let me work on our top 5 here.
Daniel next.
Who did I say? Was it Daniel?
I think so. And Clint.
We had a 113.5, a 113.8.
We got a 99, actually. Tim, you got
Oh,
Tim
that
Baker.
was the you.
My
You told
bad,
me
my
wrong.
bad, my bad.
I
sorry.
trusted you.
I know. I'm sorry.
All right, there's our top 5 then.
There we go.
These are not official times, guys, but inquiring minds, of course, need to know. So top 5 from course 1, Tim Cameron, first place spot with a 92, followed by Nick Reich with a 95, and then Little Tim Bacon with a 99, Daniel Heckley with a 101, and Clint Garrison with a 105. So that is course 1 for the RCB Axle Bouncer class. We are going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with course 2 for all of our classes as well. So you guys don't go too far.